Good first day. Yeah. First half, quality, good work, but the competition, the compete level, the fun level, the energy was way better the second half of practice. That's the way we need to be, each and every day out. But good meetings yesterday, bunch of them. Good meetings today. The guys came out with the right mindset. A couple guys nursing some soft tissue stuff that pushed through today. But yeah, it was a good day. Questions?
Is there a greater sense of urgency this year with a marquee opener like this? Does that change anything tenor-wise in camp?
That may have something to do with it, but I think more than anything, these guys got a little chip on their shoulder. They're excited about how close they are. They're excited about the summer they've had, and they feel like they have something to prove.
Is there any particular positions today that stood out that you may have had some question marks entering camp?
I thought Kyron looked really rhythmic and consistent today. He operated the offense fast and efficient. I wasn't sure he'd come out in day one and do that with the defense lined up and things full tilt, but he did. He looked really sharp today.
How do you structure the early part of camp? You go in certain segments?
Yeah, we're doing the same thing. We've got mini camp 1. We'll amp it up each day a little bit for 3 practices, and then we'll just have a day of meetings. And we'll introduce mini camp 2 in the 3 days and what that's going to look like. So we've got 4 or 5 of those mini camps that we'll work through.
Looking at some of the positions on the sheet, we got Jordan Bass, Brennan Johnson at safety.
Yep.
What do you think about those positions?
Yeah, they look good today. We evaluated those guys all summer. Jordan wasn't able to do a whole lot in the spring, but enough to say he's got some safety qualities. And then once Brennan Johnson got here this summer, you watch him work, you felt like he had the ability to do it. His size is a little bit of a liability at linebacker. If you put it back at safety, it's not. And he's got really good instincts. Jordan made some plays today. I mean, he is a see ball, get ball. And you go back and watch his high school film at Phoebus, and he was all over the field as a safety. He's got great range, good closing speed. He showed up a little bit today.
I know does he have a year that he can use?
He does. He could redshirt if he needs it. He's coming off of a surgery before he got to us, but he's progressed very well. That may or may not be a possibility. We'll see how these next couple weeks go. If we'll factor him in or not.
Looked like Noah Chambers going the other way, safety to linebacker. Or was he always a linebacker?
He's always been a linebacker for us.
Noah Jenkins. I'm sorry.
Noah Jenkins has gone. Yes, Noah Jenkins has moved down to linebacker. He showed us some things in bowl prep, in the boundary, less space, and he'd be physical and had a good nose for the ball. It all of a sudden we all went, you know what? He's got a lot of linebacker traits that, and he doesn't run like some of them other safeties. But at linebacker he runs well.
Were the moves for Bass and Johnson to safety part of Stewie going to wide receiver to make sure you had depth at safety, or are you still short there?
No, we're in better shape now, but I would say it was a combination of all that. To be honest, I want these freshmen in particular to be at their best spot where they're comfortable, they can play fast, give them the best chance at the position they want to play, and we'll coach them through the process if it's not the right one for them.
There was a lot of discussion from you guys in Charlotte talking about team building this offseason, how important that was. Is that something you can see day one fall camp, the culture, the team building, that stuff?
Yeah, these guys are really together. When you look at all the new faces, nearly half the team, you wouldn't expect them to be so close and the fellowship to be so good. Especially, you see it when they can compete like crazy, and then when it's over, they can be joking and laughing and hugging on each other, and that's the way they've been. I credit to the guys who were on the team and the guys that came in. They've made it work. We worked as hard at mental and physical toughness, at learning offense and defense, and team building. Those, and accountability. Those are the things that we worked hard on this offseason.
Spring transfers, obviously, plus Terrion Stewart, all this is their first full practice today. What were your impression on what they showed?
Yeah, they looked good. I mean, they're not, they're not where these guys that came in at January are. They're just not. even though you get to do a little more in the summer with these guys now, they need to come on this first mini camp, getting into the second one, and we need to start seeing who they can really be for us.
First semi-live look at Santiago and Short, those two spring transfers. How do you evaluate the entire linebacker room right now?
I like our depth. Those guys give us an opportunity to be a really good group, an athletic group that can run and move. They were both swimming a little bit. They're picking it up in the classroom, but they got out here with live bullets, and I didn't notice them like I noticed them in workouts and drills. But they'll come.
How much does the summer stuff help you in terms of retention? I mean, you're installing new schemes on both sides of the ball. Does it help advance you a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that 2 hours they give us is huge, and we maximize it to make sure we get all the work we can, and that these coaches are great teachers, and these guys are great students. We work at that piece of it. You can't just sit up there and spit it out. I mean, you got to get them to understand it, and we got a good group, a good staff that does that.
Coach, you noted Kyron had a good day. What has been the focus getting him confident and comfortable in this new offense going into the season?
Yeah, it's we've tried to slow him down, to be cautious and minimize reps, and he hasn't been interested in that, to be honest. We had some reps, that weren't his reps today, that he wouldn't come out. We were subbing somebody in for him, and he wanted to stay out there with the ones, which I'm not surprised. But he's worked tremendously hard to get back. It's been a ride for him, and he's got a ton of determination. He trusts the docs, and to this point, it's gone very well.
Do you sense he's ticked off at all about last year, or motivated by how last season went at all?
He absolutely is disappointed in how he played at times. He's absolutely disappointed that the injury bug got him, and he couldn't finish the year, the right way.
Is the QB battle for number 2 going to last all camp between Rangel?
I don't know. They both made plays today. Pop's got some great instincts and can turn something or nothing into something. And Rangel's got a whip, man. I mean, he can get it in the hole now.
Couple more.
Last week, the NC Central coach made a pretty public tampering accusation against his program. Did you find any clarity from looking into the matter? Do you have any response to his allegation?
Yeah, obviously I was surprised by the comment, but the university, they vetted it, did their research, and I feel confident in the process and where we're at with things.
Does that mean it didn't happen, or you just didn't?
Yeah, I'm not concerned about it.
You mentioned last week about restructuring future non-conference schedules. The ODU one is finalized today. Are you happy to be able to get some flexibility now for at least 4 years with that?
Yeah, we need flexibility, as I mentioned down in Charlotte, to be able to build the schedule out the way we need to have strength of schedule, to have the home games we need, to have the viewership we need, and to have a schedule that is conducive to winning. So it takes a ton of work, and flexibility gives you some options to make the schedule the way you need it to be. So we got a lot of work left to do. I appreciate Old Dominion working with us, and appreciate the work that Witt did to get it done.
Sorry, just one more follow-up on that. You said you're not concerned about it. Does that mean no disciplinary measures or anything with anybody?
Not anything that I'm aware of. I know that our university vets those type of things very seriously and takes them very seriously, and they've done that. So.